All right, we'll have Michael Knowles coming on to discuss what's going to happen in 2018. He actually knows. I don't know how it's amazing, that guy. He doesn't know what's happening now, but he does know what's going to happen in the future. But this Iran story is a really dramatic story, and I've been watching the coverage through my flu-induced haze through the weekend, and it really is. I won't call it dishonest coverage. I just think it's uninformed coverage. Now, remember, we've kind of been told that there's broad support for the Iranian government among the Iranian people, and this, of course, turns out to be completely untrue. That just, of course not. These guys are stepping on their throats and have been for decades. Okay, so in 2009, they rose up. And Obama did nothing. There was the Green Movement, and this was based in the city. It was based in Tehran. The people were rising up and protesting the government and saying they were oppressed. And Obama said nothing. Zero, nada. And his excuse, and this is what I'm talking about when I say the coverage has been uninformed. His excuse was that if he supported the rebels, that would give the mullahs, the rulers, the chance to say, oh, these guys were American agents. It was an American-backed uprising. Now, think about this for a minute, okay? This was a transparent rationalization, a transparent lie that's why he did it. I mean, Netanyahu just the other day came out and supported the guys who are in the street now because he said if he didn't come out and say it, if he didn't come out and state what he had to say, they were going to say it was an Israeli-backed operation. So it was the opposite reason. But the thing is, Obama was already trying to make this stupid deal with Iran, right? This deal with Iran that we would remove sanctions, we'd give them all this money that we had frozen if they would lie and pretend that they weren't going to build nuclear weapons. That was the deal. You lie and the thing is, they were lying about this. I mean, people don't remember this. This is that Ben Rhodes interview in the New York Times in 2016, where he said, "Man, we pulled a fast one on you media guys." And the media said, "Wow, we really admire that you lied to us. That was amazing." They told the press that Obama was pulling off this Iran deal because of the election of a moderate, a so-called moderate, which I don't even know what that means in Iran, Hassan Rouhani, to the presidency, right, instead of Ahmadinejad. So that was what allowed Obama to make this wonderful Iran deal. But that was a lie. It was a lie. And when they confessed it was a lie, the press applauded their lying. It was a lie. Obama had already been negotiating with Iran and reaching out to Iran while Ahmadinejad was the president. And Ahmadinejad was a hardliner. And it doesn't matter who's the president because the president doesn't run the country. The country is run by the mullahs, the religious guys, led by, what's his name, Ayatollah Khomeini, right? Ayatollah Ali Khomeini. So all of this stuff was a lie. So Obama, just like he did with not stopping the drug dealing by the Palestinian terrorists, right, which Politico has now revealed, he pulled the DEA off that case so he could make this deal. He sacrificed America's interests and he sacrificed the interests of freedom in order to make this stupid deal, which has done absolutely nothing. And one of the funny things is it's kind of backfiring now because the people saw all this money coming through. Rouhani's big claim to fame in his own country was, oh, I made this deal with America. We have all these billions. They're sending us tens of billions of dollars, including platforms full of cash that they're sending into the country. And the people was kind of looking around and saying, hey, we're still starving here. We're still just getting by. And they started to protest, this time not in the cities, but in the surrounding areas in the countryside, and it started to ignite. So it seems to have started out, and it's hard. Some of this, you don't really know how accurate the news is, but it seems to have started out as an economic protest, but now it's spreading. They don't want to be oppressed anymore. They don't want to be in this theocratic government. Women who are leading a lot of this, women are taking off their, those horrible cowls they're forced to wear and throwing them in the street. I mean, this is why while Mattel is making hijab Barbie, these brave, courageous women are taking their hijabs off, which could cost them their lives. They could die. And by the way, it's really wonderful to see Linda Sarsour and all the other pink hat feminists rushing to support. Oh, no, that's not happening. I'm making that up. That's not happening at all. Feminists are doing nothing. They're silent. And so Donald Trump is doing the only right thing to do, which is put the support of America behind people who love freedom. Wherever people rise up for freedom, America should say yes. You know, we can't always give them arms, we can't always give them money, we can't always give them military support, but at least we can give them moral support. So Trump started tweeting. He said the people of Iran are finally acting against the brutal and corrupt Iranian regime. All of the money that President Obama so foolishly gave them went into terrorism and into their pockets. The people have little food, big inflation, and no human rights. The U.S. is watching. This is the right thing to do. It's the only right thing to do. And let me just put down this marker. The odds of this revolution succeeding, I can't say. They always seem slim when these things start. You never know if it's going to carry things away. But it is entirely possible that this may be the beginning of the end of the mainstream support of Islamic terrorism. It may well be. These guys, Iran is the biggest supporter of terrorism in the world, state supporter of terrorism in the world, and it has served their people ill. And in the best case scenario, and I realize this is an optimistic best case scenario, in the best case scenario, we are seeing the people of the Muslim world saying, you know what, we don't benefit from this at all. We don't benefit from bombing the West. We don't benefit from killing Israelis. We don't benefit. Israel could disappear off the face of the earth tomorrow, and the Middle East would have all the same problems, all the same problems. You know, they do not get anything out of this except a kind of fireworks show that makes them feel good about themselves because they have nothing else. They have all the, this energy. There's no reason they can't have a working economy, but their socialism and their theocracy is destroying them. And if people start to find out, it would be a beautiful thing. And I just want to say, before we go to Knowles, I just want to say that it is despicable the way the mainstream media is supporting this regime, in order to support Obama, in order to hide the fact that Obama did the cowardly, dishonest thing in not supporting the Green Revolution of 2009. They're attacking Trump. The New York Times runs an op-ed from one of Obama's old, State Department hands saying, you know what he should do? He should keep quiet. He should keep quiet and do nothing. That's the way we handled this. And we already know it failed. We know that failed because the Green Revolution was crushed. So we know Obama's ideas and practices failed. So we know it's right to do something different. It's ridiculous. And on TV, some of the stuff that has been said is just, it makes you gag. I mean, let's just listen, before we go to Knowles, let's just listen to CNN International. This is Arwa Damon, and CNN International is an anti-American propaganda unit. It has nothing to do with the news. It is just a relentlessly anti-American, socialistic piece of garbage. And listen to what she says about America versus Iran.
This coming out from the country's foreign ministry, not only talking about the fact that they view the government of President Trump as the greatest bearer of ill will towards Iran, but going on to say that the people of Iran give no value or credibility to such opportunistic expressions by the government or the person, Mr. Trump. American officials, through their conduct, have not earned a place from which they can express massed sentiments as sympathies for the aware and engaged people of Iran. Now, this not just necessarily a rebuke of what the U.S. president tweeted, but also perhaps a reflection of just how frustrated not just Iran, but other countries, frankly, are with the United States. A lot of nations and their populations, no matter how they feel about their governments in particular, do perceive the United States as not really having a moral leg to stand on. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. She is supporting the Iranian Foreign Ministry's rebuke of President Trump because we don't have a moral leg to stand on. The only reason we don't have a moral leg to stand on is because Obama dealt with these people out of some weird connection of Israel hatred and bizarre visionary nonsense that made him blind to the fact that this is an evil regime. That is unbelievable. Anyway, this is insanity. What you just heard was insanity. And Donald Trump, all his personal flaws
included, has broken through that insanity. And I'm telling you, we're going to test this theory out as the year goes on. I think people like this more than they admit, more than they know.